Hey, welcome to another edition of Business Wisdom Wednesday. I am so honored to be here with you, my brother. Everyone knows you as the Charmory, but you bring energy to life through your jewelry.
Yes.
Tell us more. Tell us your full government name, and then tell us about your business.
Great. My name is Christopher Martin. I created the Charmory as a way to express, as a way of self-expression for
Mm-hmm.
those who are interested and may not even be interested in adorning their bodies with beautiful pieces of crystal work and things of that nature.
Adorning. I love that.
Yes.
Why is that important to adore yourself that way with such art?
Because self-expression is one of our first ways of introduction to another individual. Not only can it be a repellent in a good way, it can also be a very attractive thing for those who are alike, or for individuals who seek to express themselves to a higher calling or to a higher manner.
Got it. Well, that's why this room is full with people who literally are here to see you, right?
Yes.
Tell me about some of the pieces you have on that you've created.
So I actually have gotten into expanding my wire work into a more harder metals. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
using brass, coppers, and sterling silvers.
Mm-hmm.
I have on my finger here tiger's eye, picture jasper. Um, this is pyrite and sterling silver. This is labradorite and copper, and I have peridot and ruby as well.
Wow.
Yes, I've been trying to make sure I get more extravagant pieces, but I also wanted to make something in which for people who already use them, just to have something that was just as opulent as the skin in which we wear. I want them to look very, very beautiful, nice, concise, neat.
Yes.
And all my pieces are still pretty
I'm,
affordable.
I'm going to put my glasses on because I really want to see. Let me put my glasses on. Okay. Yes.
And
You
even
like
my bracelet
yes.
is a piece
I
of.
thought I was seeing a bracelet there.
Yes.
Now, the all of the stones have meanings.
Yes.
I was
do.
impressed that you knew what those meanings were. Can you break down some of the stones that you are wearing the meanings? Put it on the floor. Put it on the floor.
So, with Tiger's Eye, I use Tiger's Eye in order to help with aiding in my willpower and my decision making.
Yes.
This being decisive is very important. This is called Picture Jasper because it's always been said that this has the ability to display a picture on it, and it's used for writers and calligraphers in order to help them better express the art, and also navigate or circumnavigate writer's block.
Oh.
So it's very important that I'm able to always stay fluid and flowing.
Yes.
Tiger's Eye is what I use to help aid in my decision making.
Uh-huh.
These two pieces are pyrite.
Uh-huh.
Pyrite is used in order. It's called fool's gold, so it's helpful in order to attract wealth, money, and also it's a very great grounding stone.
Uh-huh.
I'm a very fiery person.
I know that we got people in the room, so I want to make sure I can hear you and all. So our ancestors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back. When did you start doing this deep dive into the stone and the jewelry and the adorning yourself with this?
So I had first got into crystals around 2016, and my aunt had actually took me to this crystal place out in Laurel, Maryland, called the Crystal Fox.
Okay.
And she had introduced me to the world of crystals, and at the time I was pretty apprehensive, but when I had got my first piece, which was a piece of bloodstone, I had thought it was really, really cool and always amazing. I had always wanted to keep it with me, and so I would start stripping like metal, like electrical wires, and taking the wire from out of the electrical wires and like just twisting it up real like fickle, and I was adorning them like that because I always wanted to keep my pieces with me.
Yes.
And then a couple years later, I never thought of to making it into a business or anything, but a couple years later, my friends had started to find an interest in it. People started having their awakenings and things of that nature. They wanted to start adorning themselves, and I made it into an actual business once I came back from Florida one year, about 3 years ago, and people, I would see that people were always interested in the pieces in which I was wearing.
Yes.
And at that time, I had never really invested into getting materials and things of that nature. So after my birthday dinner one night, I was like, I'm gonna actually just
Start this business
start
on
it. I'm gonna
purpose.
start it
So for
because
people who want to reach you, is there a website? Is there a
yes, so
yeah?
I can be found on all social media platforms at the Charm DC, and my website is at the Charmory. It's the CHARMORY.org. I
Awesome.
have a professional business email at madewithlove at
Yes.
thecharmory.com.
All
I mean
right.
.org as well.
Now, if you want to adore yourself with these amazing pieces, I'm telling you, they last a lifetime. And not only when you look at yourself, but also when you touch the stone, you'll understand who and what this stone is, because you give the stone life, man.
Yes, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank
I
you
really
so
appreciate
much.
it.
So it is so important for, I mean, I just think about, I love the word you use, to adorn, to put something on your body that you understand what it is, why you put it on, but you also understand the meaning. Let's talk from our ancestors and then bring it forward. And we're going to kind of have it kind of quiet in the room because I make sure I want to hear this.
So, in ancient times, in like Africa, well, first crystals can be found all over the world. Certain places have certain mineral deposits that make certain types of crystals. So,
Uh
in
huh.
ancient Egypt, they would a lot of times they would their most prominent or most revered stone was lapis lazuli. Lapis
You gotta
lazuli.
say it nice and slow,
Oh.
because somebody's going to be googling that and they're going to be calling you because people put things on and they don't know why they wear it. You know,
Yes, yes,
somebody
yes.
marketed to them, but you are able to design something, but also give the understanding on why we should wear it. Because I know why I wear this ankh. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
yes.
And I can explain it to somebody to say, what is that, right?
A
So
symbol of
let's
life.
unpack that stone you were just talking about.
So, the stone that I was speaking of was called lapis lazuli. It's a very striking blue stone that features inclusions of silver or gray. Silver would be the pyrite in which I talked about, and sometimes it'll have flashes of gold in it as well.
Mm-hmm.
In ancient Egypt or Kemet, we revered lapis lazuli because of the fact that blues and purples are the hardest shades of color to find in nature. So
Wow.
what pharaohs and emperors would do, or pharaohs and queens would do, is that they would crush the lapis lazuli up and use it as eyeshadow, as well as adorn their body with it, because of how rare blue is found in nature. Um, and also, stones have also made mention in every religious text as well. Like in the Bible, they speak of how Aaron needed to adorn his breastplate or use his breastplate because Aaron was the first high priest of his land,
Mm.
and so God said that he needed to adorn his breastplate with 12 stones that represented the 12 bloodlines at the
Wow, it
time.
goes that far back. Now,
Hmm.
we're going to open it up to questions, but why or what type of crystal should people really wear? And then I'm going to have people in the audience ask the question also.
I think that the first crystal in which you may want to get into would maybe even be your birthstone, because that's a stone in which was designated to you at birth, or either one stone in which everyone seems to wear but doesn't think of it as being a metaphysical stone is the diamond.
Mm.
Sometimes diamonds are actually stones in which people, I would say, have or interact with their energy, because diamonds are part or they're an amplifier of energy.
Mm.
So if you're a person who already has a very rampant mind, sometimes wearing diamonds only helps make it more
Oh, okay. So,
erratic.
how that song goes? My diamonds are girls' best.
Yes, and the crazy thing is that diamonds are one of the biggest marketing ploys of rarity that there is, because if you really think about it, every city has a diamond district
Mm.
or a jeweler's district, and if everybody has real diamonds and you multiply it out from just a city state to your state, then there's 50 states, and then there's multiple cities within every state.
Right, lots of
That's a
diamonds.
lot of diamonds.
Well, I wanna ask if anyone in the room have a question. Just share your question.
So my question is, when you feel like you're kind of blocked by like communication blocking, what kind of crystals can someone wear to help them communicate better, have that confidence to communicate or network with someone?
Great question.
I would always suggest firstly before you, because crystals are nothing more than an extension of your power, of your internal power. So if anyone tries to get you to go around that, then I want you to really analyze the person. But I would always say ground yourself first and maybe touch some grass. And then if you feel as though what you need is something external, the stones that I would suggest would be lapis lazuli, lapis lazuli, sodalite, and amethyst. Amethyst would be the more so introductory stone, and lapis lazuli, amethyst, and uh, it's called this is labradorite. These are all stones of that are associated with the communication or the throat chakra, because blue is also often associated with that, but it's they help you usher in different things. So if you're a person who's very spiritual, then I would say use a labradorite or lapis lazuli. If you're a person who's more introductory, especially if you're like an Aquarius or Pisces, then I would say use amethyst, because amethyst is more so it's a quartz. It's in the quartz family, so it's very subtle, it's very soft, and it doesn't help. I mean, it also helps with your sleep cycle and dreaming as well. Sometimes we aren't able to communicate because we aren't getting efficient sleep. I would say sodalite more so when you are a person who does a lot of public speaking. Sodalite and lapis lazuli will be very helpful with that, especially since they include pyrite, which is a very grounding stone, and they sometimes have flecks of gold in it, and gold is used to attract.
Wow. And this is why people need to have an experience with you. They don't just buy your jewelry.
Yes.
You help them to wear it, understand it. How can people reach you?
I can be reached at the charmory.com .org. It's THECHARMORY.org. Or I can be reached on Instagram if you want like customs or to receive my inventory list of the unwrapped crystals that I have in order for me to make a custom for you. I can be reached on Instagram at thecharmdc. And also with my customs, I adorn them with your birthday. I can do them with your zodiac glyph, and they'll come in with your numerical, like a numerical number sequence, because that way it's designed specifically for you.
Wow, it's amazing. Well, Business Wisdom Wednesday is about connecting amazing people like you to all of these amazing customers, because the more we know the businesses, we help each other to grow. So thank you so much. You have another question?
Yeah.
All right, because I want to get you, go ahead.
Yeah, well, my question is, as an entrepreneur, what kind of stones would you suggest me as an entrepreneur trying to start, or I'm in my business but I'm small, trying to grow? Like, what stones would you?
I would say I personally would recommend tiger's eye, or one of the black crystals like either tourmaline or obsidian, because one thing is that entrepreneurship within the capitalistic system is sometimes misunderstood, and I think we need protection away from external forces so that we can focus on the internal force that brought us to the world of entrepreneurship. So I would use tiger's eye in order to help with decision making, because tiger's eye also has bandings of hematite. Hematite is a very grounding stone. It'll help you stay centered, and I also use it to help make decisions. I said the black stones because blacks are absorbent in energy. Shungite, um, uh, obsidian, and black tourmaline. These three are very useful in ushering in absolving negative energy, or and helping us stay steadfast in the path in which we've chosen. Oh, another thing I wanted to add is that the reason why crystals have been demonized in a sense is for capitalism, because crystals can be found literally all over the world. You can go on a hike and find the most common crystal that we have, which is called quartz. It's the same quartz that's in a quartz watch. Quartz, when struck, creates a small vibratory frequency of electricity called piezoic electricity. They tell us not to look at them so that way they can sell them to us, because they're in our phones, they're in our watches. They were even used to power um like computers, electric organisms like radios, and I said watches already.
Yeah.
And they're in our watches as well. They're in a lot of material in which we use because they're a finite and infinite source because they're absolute or like perfect structure. That's why when you pull them out the ground, you have all the geometric shapes of a perfect structure. The perfect structure helps to generate energy, or they'll retain energy a lot easier.
Well, see, people should be here, right? So I want you to go back to your station because
Yes.
people are here to buy those amazing pieces.
Yeah,
Thank you so